How many times have we heard that intro?
57,000.
It just hits. I don't know why it hits
every
so
time.
hard every time.
When I do interviews, I always play it, and then I do the interview just because I want it to hit.
Oh, I love it.
It helps like set everything up, and people are usually like, "I like that. That's good."
Sets the tone. You know what I mean?
Perfect. Yeah.
Like I know there's other podcasts and stuff. I don't really listen to any other ones, but people usually just like jump right into the conversation.
Yeah. Let's relax.
Intros,
just chill.
Yeah.
Let the music hit you. That's what the music's all about.
Yeah. Like all the fucking incense. That's gonna light the carpet up.
Speaking of aging into the past.
Yeah, we'll close this paper up. It makes sense. I mean, at least it did to me. If it doesn't make sense, whatever. Okay, I'll put it online. You can read it. But go ahead, Jason.
So I wanted to get into the research of Stanford Research Institute, and they did it from 1972 to 1992. That's a long fucking time.
It's 20 years.
20 years of research.
Could you imagine having enough funding to do something for 20 years and you're not a part of the Department of Energy?
Think about the amount of knowledge and knowing that the government, because this is a government thing, that the government has, that they willfully will not release because they know that the conscious level of humanity would change. And then that would render them obsolete.
There are some things.
I mean, they paid for 20 years of this consciousness work.
Yeah. Do you want no, you'd squash the shit out of it.
What the Vatican does. Miles and miles of that shit.
Yeah. You don't want the general public thumbing around in it.
Mm-mm.
You don't want them to know. Because at that point, knowledge is power.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. There's a great might to ideas. And if you start handing that over to people and they know how to actually act upon it appropriately, anything that's non-real, like the government, will cease to exist very quickly.
Or religion. I'm curious. I may be, if I say this and then I'm accidentally commit suicide, I did not commit suicide, but
okay,
I'm
McAfee.
wondering, I know. Yeah. I'm wondering how much of these alien sites, the cleanup is Vatican. Because they have unlimited money. Because like Warren Buffett started making his money when he was 50.
Okay.
Compound interest. What if your compound interest is from the 1300s?
Yeah, so you go way more.
How much money do you have? Harvard, like they don't even need to have kids anymore.
Yeah, they
school
got a huge endowment.
Yeah, so like the college is a nuisance.
Yeah,
they could just run the endowment, but the endowment alone is making billions. So how much is the church making? They have their own bank. Why would you not go in and collect all the alien shit if you have unlimited money?
It's not even just the money.
So it may not even be the US government. It could be the Vatican army.
You have everyone's intellectual and emotional support.
Yeah.
You're just this vector, like this vacuum of energy that you're just pulling from everyone.
Yeah.
Of course.
How many warehouses we know they have miles and miles underneath.
Yeah. You know what? If there's
storage,
they're definitely there cleaning up
something.
Where there's an extra, anything that's going to upset the apple cart, we got to make sure we get rid of that.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, exactly.
That's not good.
No. Well, I mean, we've known through history, that's what they did. The Jesuits, that's what they were there for. They were the military group that would assassinate.
That's true. That's a fact.
If you were not a part of the Catholic Church as a leader, they would assassinate you.
Didn't we, I think you and I went over like the opening oath that the Jesuits would take.
Oh, it's like we do not go to any country.
Yeah.
We are not a part of citizen of anything.
No, they think they're completely outside of society.
I did see something cool though.
Is the CIA
It's
Jesuit?
super easy to get a passport to Malta.
Really?
Because there's that whole Malta Secret Society group.
Sure.
But yeah, it's like super easy and it's tax free.
It's just off the coast of the Italian boot.
Yeah,
right?
we need to maybe we'll be Maltese or whatever. I don't know what you call them.
Yeah, they have
Maltons.
Yeah, the Maltons. Malted barley.
We'll get comments on that one.
Yeah. Thanks everybody.
Maltons would be like, that was
yeah.
Like I'm a dumb ape trying to understand consciousness, okay? Fuck off, everyone. I lift weights and read spiritual books. Yeah, exactly.
Jason, did you know your mind can extend throughout space and time? What?
I gotta figure this shit out.
You're literally sweating with the thoughts.
Yeah, I'm like this guy.
Yeah. Sasquatch.
I'm just a big fucking Sasquatch trying to figure this shit out. I didn't know I'm an interdimensional being.
Bro, your feet are bigger than your brain.
Don't these guys go in and out of dimensions?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why you can't see them.
You can't see them. You can't see them.
Yeah, they're like a 6 density.
That's the measure.
Wouldn't it be funny if Sasquatches are like super highly evolved interdimensional
That'd be awesome.
beings, and they like, you hear one talk, like if they actually could talk, and it's like telepathy, and it's just giving you all this wisdom.
you're like,
whoa.
You're like, this giant hairy thing
Yeah.
is imparting me with cosmic wisdom.
That's why people are gonna be surprised when they see aliens.
Yeah.
It's not what we think.
No, they're like, you know what's going to happen? People are going to be like, are you playing us?
Yeah.
Because we're both going to look the same. And they'd be like, you're playing us, right?
Well, I mean, it could be like a floating crystal with collective consciousness in it.
Yeah.
It just floats up to you and be like, hey.
Like,
Or light. Probably just light.
Probably just.
Because don't raw operate in light? They move around in light.
Some things of an advanced nature no longer carry a physical body.
Yeah. Why? It's a limitation.
Yeah, it's a limitation. They've
Time space.
evolved beyond that understanding.
Yeah. Makes sense. So 20 years, Stanford Research Institute by Russell Targ and Dr. Harold Putoff. And I do want to say this because people are going to go look this stuff up. If you're the CIA, because they're good at this, Putin was just talking about this the other day, whether you believe it or not, who cares?
Oh, great interview, by the way.
Yeah. But I mean, he's right about the CIA because that's what they do. They go into countries and that's been their whole objective, to destabilize things. Mm-hmm. So you're the CIA. You do a study for 20 years. You get all the information you need. Get shut down. What are you going to do to everybody that was involved in that? Well, if you can't kill them, you're going to discredit them.
Yeah, these guys they're fucking.
So
farce.
you're going to read Russell Targ. You're going to go online, Dr. Harold Putoff, and you're going to see they're going to seem like wackos or whatever. But if you spent 20 years studying consciousness, you'd probably come out.
You're telling me you were paying psychopaths for 20 years straight?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't just piss money away like that.
Mm.
You have
not for 20 years.
No, you got a really strong intention behind that.
Yes.
And you know what's comical? Russell Targ is legally blind. What a perfect
something about that
person to be doing studies of the consciousness.
Oh, all blind people have extra senses.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you really start to reason with this stuff, you're like, yeah, I get it. Makes sense. And where's the rest of the research? You're telling me you do something for 20 years and you stop doing it?
Mm-hmm.
Quantum mechanics started in before the 20s. People were really thinking about these different deeper levels of existence.
Yes.
We're still thinking about it. It's not like this thing showed up and we forgot about it.
Mm-mm.
They just have any lit focus on it.
Yeah, it's so funny too. A lot of people think they come up with this new stuff. I saw somebody the other day who's like, this is a new concept of money as energy. And then I was reading a book from 1897 from one of the spiritual guys back in those days.
Yeah.
Because I think there was a shift in spirituality back then. But 1920s, 1910s. And the guy was talking about money as energy. I'm like, this shit's been around for, there's nothing new under the sun.
It's currency. What is a current? Current is energy within water. Or through electricity.
Yeah, especially if there's a give and take and exchange, polarity. Okay. So Dr. Harold Putoff, Russell Targ, 20 years, they were trying to find a wholesome definition of what consciousness truly is and how we classify it in the material and non-material sense.
Do you know what's funny? You were reading to me something I wrote.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, who's writing that?
Yeah, exactly.
It's an interesting thing.
Well, I think that's how probably most writers. It's like, Stephen King talked about that. He doesn't remember writing Cujo.
Wow.
But he was all coked out. And
I was not
drunk.
I was not coked out.
Or drunk, yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe you were drinking a glass of wine.
Yeah, maybe.
You bought a case of it, you said the other day?
Oh, so good. Vara Winery.
Yeah. I've been to the one. We used to have one where we used to live.
That's correct.
Yeah, there was one right there.
Yeah, they're closing that down. They're turning that into just a distribution center.
And it's only going to be Santa Fe?
No, New Nob Hill place.
Here?
Yep.
Is it here now?
They're opening up in a couple months.
Oh, that'll be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, we went to a speakeasy here the other day.
Sure.
That is in the back of this Matucci's Roma or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I was blown away by the cocktails. It's like that one place you guys have to come down. We'll go. So what conscious truly is and how we classify it, not just in the material, but the non-material sense.
Mm-hmm.
For lack of a better statement, a unity of opposites in its purest form, given its previous definition and now and it's now more immaterially understood characteristics. So that those are a lot of words, and I had to look at it over and over and over again. You say, for lack of a better statement, so you put in quotation marks, unity of opposites.
Right, because I knew this would be like, what the fuck? It doesn't make any sense. They're opposite. They're not the same. How can they be unified? Well, again, it's just it's the
law of polarity.
It's definition. It's a law of polarity, but they are one. A magnet.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole magnet, but two sides of it are doing two completely opposite things.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Their forces are going in opposite directions, but
that's
they are.
Not, but that's unity.
But it's unified.
Yeah.
It's unified as a magnet.
You have to have both.
You have
magnetism.
Have to have both. The whole thing here, Jason, and the whole thing is just looking at how we have defined our world and say, hey, I think we need to expand upon our definition because our access to information has now changed. That's all. We just need to see the bigger picture here.
Yeah, you say with the sole focus on statistically measuring clairvoyantly deemed individuals in double-blind experiments, which is rude because he was blind, right? Just say double-blind experiments.
Yeah, I know.
As statistically accurate beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yes.
Are statistically inaccurate in the individual perceived claims. So I went online and there's videos on YouTube that you can watch that shows them doing these studies.
Yes.
From the 70s. And they have a guy sitting in a room, and then that guy can guess the number, can guess what somebody's drawing. They did it where they had phone calls, and like what book he had, and then he said, turn to this page in the book. And then, he could guess fairly reasonably. Do you know the percentage of accuracy? Was it 60, 70%?
Yeah.
It wasn't like,
I don't know if I put it in there. Did I put the magnitude? I don't remember.
I bet it may be in the notes here.
Yeah, it could be in like footnotes or citations.
I'm trying to read, but
I'm pretty sure I did.
Over the course of 20 years, statistical and scientific validation of remote viewing can be found over and over in the SRI projects, where the chances of correctly identifying 7 out of 9 remote locations with a high degree of accuracy through remote viewing is 1 in, and you put this 2.9 by 10 to the 5th power.
There we go. So let me share something with you.
3 in 100,000.
If you ask a human being right now, not using remote viewing, to predict the future, they're right maybe 16% of the time. What is, let me put the math together real quick for you, just so we get the number here.
I love this.
Okay. That means using remote viewing, it's correct almost 80% of the time.
That's crazy.
That's an insane delta.
Which there was a whole nother study in Russia where they're doing the same thing, and they put them in like a metal tube or something. I watched all that. We need to do a whole show on that. But that they were like 80 something. It was like 80 something percent too.
But that's us just getting started.
Yes.
Imagine if we practice this for generations.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're really getting, what the fuck does my arm hurt? We're really getting into something interesting here. And dude, 77.77% of the time, that's fucking nuts.
Well, one, that shows the validity of it. Number 2, we don't realize when we unblock that garden hose that information can go back and forth. Mm-hmm. That's where channeling comes in and all that stuff. But, like the Russian one, they had beings that kept trying to communicate with them.
Yeah, because you're opening up a whole... Yeah. When that antenna opens up, a bunch of things are going to start flowing in. And so that's the gig here. It's like, okay, all right, Alexander, I get it. We got to redefine this stuff. There's the other half of consciousness. People have studied it. Government paid for it. Mm-hmm. It's got high statistical validity. So what?
Well, it's like, why do we feel, and you wrote about this, why do we feel like the physical body is at the center of the universe?
I don't know. Is it ego? Is it because we haven't...
That's the least thing.
Yeah. Have we not considered the full definition?
Like, who are you really? It would be your spirit. It wouldn't be, or the individual, however you want to, the soul.
If I were to distill it down, Jason...
It wouldn't be your body.
No. If I were to distill it down, it's just because we haven't known. And it's not that people need to be faulted for it. They haven't known. It's been kept from them, or they've chosen to be ignorant of it. So it's not to say like, why couldn't you just figure this out? Like, why is it? It's like, because people just didn't have all the pieces in front of them. But now that it's here, you can't be ignorant of it. You have to do something with it. You have to make a choice now. You are now confronted with a personal dilemma. Do I keep making poor choices if I have all the information in front of me, or do I actually do something that's going to be beneficial for myself and others? That's what this whole thing comes down to, just that focal point. You have two paths you can take. Which one are you going to do? You going to continue your blind ignorance at the detriment of yourself and everybody else that you supposedly love around you? Or are you going to actually love those people and love yourself, love the creation, and live within it appropriately?
By understanding how it operates.
Correct.
And how you operate in that.
Yes. Simple.
Yeah, I mean, it's simple, but I think people need to understand, and what you've done in the paper, I think people need to take the time to have discipline to understand the macro view so they can grasp the concepts into understanding what I need to do daily, or what that looks like. The love, like most people don't even know how to love. And then their definition of love is fucked up.
They don't know how to feel it.
No, most people's, it's really fear. It's not love.
Mm-hmm. But
I need you. I can't live without you.
But again, you go to define love and you don't understand that there's more to the self. There's a whole unseen part.
Mm-hmm.
Well, don't assume you have the full understanding of what love is if you're just living in a material-based world.
Or you're just loving a human body.
Correct.
Like looking at that. What if you looked at that person in this, spiritual sense, and then understanding that they're this ancient, old spiritual being, that is learning life lessons.
Yeah, it's loose skin and stuff.
Yeah,
just still sexually attractive for you. You know what I mean?
But I mean, yeah, no, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, what if you looked at the person and more than just what's in front of them in the moment?
Right.
If you looked at them as conscious beings, then how would there would be a reverence.
It'd be massive. But the only way you could do that is to change internally how you view yourself first.
Yes. Yeah,
okay?
Exactly.
And then you have to go and then make that choice. But everything, your whole lens of reality is completely going to change. And guess what? Here's the crazy part. There's no going back. Once you understand this.
No, it's the awakening.
You can't. It's so fucking insane. I try, I read other stuff. I read things that are contradictory to all this. It is so hard to say that, this is reasonable. It's actually very unreasonable what they're writing. Yeah,
well, you're going against, like you said, I mean, not to repeat it over and over, but you're going against the laws.
Yeah.
You can't go against the law.
Exactly.
It's like hitting your head up against a concrete
So
wall.
you're just going to kill yourself. What is right is reasonable. What is reasonable is right. Simple. Super simple.
And we're just trying to kill ourselves as humans.
All the time. We're doing it right now. We're doing
slowly.
We're doing a great job.
Yeah, exactly.
Killing our atmosphere, killing flora, fauna,
nations,
nuking, shooting, bombing, everything. Doing it all the time. Killing each other with woke ideas, all that shit.
All of this stuff.
Politics, kill. That is all you're doing all day long.
Mm-hmm. Religion, like the list goes on.
I got power over you. I want more. I need to consume more. I am just this thing that takes and does not give.
This unconscious thing.
Well, guess what? There's a law of giving and taking.
Yeah.
It's a law of reciprocity because it has to be. It's a function of an interaction of cause and effect in and of itself. I just gave you another gift. Think about that for a bit. These things are all there.
Well, I mean, the gift that we could give to the planet. If we understood the law, if we understood cause and effect with what we're doing to the planet, I mean, then if we gave to the planet, we never give to the planet. We only take.
Never.
How do we give to the planet?
Do you know who I love who gives to the planet? Native Americans.
Yeah.
They take the tobacco that's been farmed, they take it and they give it back to the spirit of the earth. So cool. Mm-hmm. Really, really cool.
Yeah. Anytime they take.
Oh, it's amazing.
There's always a process. And then even in the taking, there's a ceremony involved.
Yes.
Which creates a self-awareness of the taking.
Correct. There's this whole veneration around it.
Yeah.
No one's doing that.
Mm-mm.
You walk on the pavement. Well, guess what? That pavement wouldn't be supported for you if the earth wasn't in some sort of stability.
Why even have pavement?
I don't know. Why would you even...
We have natural pavement called gravel.
Why would you cut...
rocks?
Why would you cut plants down? Why would you do any... You would stop with the nonsense instantly. Mm-hmm. And I hope deep down that we see that sooner rather than later.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, how many acres out of the rainforest?
I know.
But hey, if I'm poor as fuck and I know I can put cows in these 2 acres and I could change my family around me, and why wouldn't you? If you put yourself in their shoes.
Why wouldn't you?
It's easy for us to fucking bitch about it. You know, I have a heater going that keeps it at 70 degrees in here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like we're so fucking spoiled
all the time.
But then we have the responsibility, those that are in developed countries have the responsibility to stop consuming so much where that doesn't need to happen.
Correct. Because what are you doing through that massive amounts of consumption? It has to take from somewhere.
Mm-hmm. It has to.
It has to.
There's a law
from somewhere. And sometimes if you draw too much before that can be balanced out by more that's been given by the earth, you then damage other things around you. You're pulling too much in.
Well, it's like what creates a blackout. California has them all the time.
Too much draw.
Too much demand. And then you're going to put electric cars on that? Duh. Well, when you need to write a paper on this, but you've talked about this multiple times. Why haven't we tapped into geothermal?
I know.
It's way nicer than nuclear.
It's totally clean. It's just as infinite.
The whole it's infinite. How hot is it down there?
It's hot as fuck down there in the center of the earth, you know?
We could take all that and use it.
What are we doing?
Yeah, it's so silly.
It's just,
we're fueling ourselves with dinosaur bones.
Yeah.
Oil.
Yeah.
Natural gas, like all that stuff is.
Feels so good.
Our clothes are made out of oil. People don't realize how much stuff is made out of oil.
Oh, I know.
It's crazy.
I love jeans because they're all cotton. My underwear now, all cotton.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
You know, shirt, cotton.
You got to have like nice cotton on the balls.
Have to. Have to.
Well, cotton also is like, it's so much softer when it gets worn. Like, I like that feeling.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, even like they're like, why chop down trees when you have hemp?
What's the point?
I mean, like you can grow hemp and fucking it loves to be.
Let me ask you another thing.
I mean, it's like so easy. Like they make hemp boards, hemp houses.
If we can grow meat substitutes from legitimate animal cells.
Yeah.
Why can't I just grow fabrics totally organic in a petri dish?
Yeah, that's where we're heading.
I know.
I think so. I mean, they'll be able to make a steak that tastes better.
Just perfect.
That will taste better than.
And no reason to kill a cow. No reason to chop down huge hectares of field. Nothing.
I mean, Doritos are just ground up corn in a powder. They spray it with MSGs and everything. We'll figure it out.
That's a good looking triangle. It'll fit in anybody's mouth. You know, you're only a lunatic if you go with the sides first.
Yeah, I've done the sides. I fucked myself a couple times. Also, I've had it stab into the top of my mouth. Fruit Loops fuck me up the worst. The top of my mouth.
Oh,
it's like
because they like rub.
Yeah. It is.
I know.
I love the
because I don't chew my food. I just
food industrial complex.
Throw it right back. Yeah,
they create some amazing shit. Double stuffed Oreos.
Oh my gosh,
with milk. That's like the best.
Right down the gullet.
That's all chemical.
Right down the gullet.
There is nothing in an Oreo that is. What is that? What is an Oreo? It's overly processed.
It's just vapid.
It's got to be like.
Do you know
everything is processed in that?
You know many things, Ben? Lemon curd. So good.
You can make that with the eggs.
Yeah, thank you, Brits.
Your organic eggs.
Yeah, thank you, Brits, for your lemon curd. So good. Yeah, so good.
You know what I like? What I've been craving here lately, I got to go get is what's the breakfast where you have an English muffin, you put the egg on it, and then that Hollandaise sauce.
Eggs Benedict?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
oh, yeah.
You could probably make that at home with all your eggs.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you're just egged out.
Yeah. Put that
you get 5-6 eggs a day?
Like 4 to 5 a day right now.
4 to 5?
More than I need.
That's 28. 4 is 28. I used to have the same problem.
Yeah,
you like wait 2 days and then you go out there and it's like, holy shit.
Whoa, or you grab one of the eggs and they're red hot. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, they just pop that out. Yeah, I used to have to take, I used to just get those big cardboard, the ones that you buy with like, or holds like 2 or 3 dozens.
Oh, sure. Yes.
And then I just plop them on
egg carton you're talking about?
Yeah. The problem I hated is like, if you give the eggs away, you need to clean them. Cleaning the eggs, like the eggs get dirty.
I don't. They're dirty. Take them. I crack them dirty. I don't care.
Yeah, I cracked them dirty. I didn't care. Literally. Or you can rinse them off real fast with your hands.
Yeah.
But I mean, like having to clean eggs is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, nah.
Same with filtering honey. It's like a pain in the ass. It's like I can eat raw honey. I like raw honey.
Why do I need to be filtering?
I'll fucking take the whole honeycomb.
Yeah, it's exactly what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Eat it as is.
Put the honeycomb in the jar.
Oh my God, so good.
And just mason jar it.
Yummy.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, cool guys. We're out. Maybe we'll get into the time and space with the relative positions of the rigid physical body.
Or people are just you know something. We'll put up for you guys to read it. You get it. It makes sense. Enough said. Horse is dead. Stop kicking it. See you later.